Comet, asteroid, or something else? A Harvard astrophysicist believes there's a strong likelihood this is a craft of alien origin.
They're moving in formation. That was the first terrifying observation that came from the observatory. A strange visitor from interstellar space, 3I Atlas, was already a huge deal. But the swarm of smaller metallic objects keeping pace with it?
This is really exceptional. You have to be an interstellar object to be going that fast at that distance from the sun.
That's unprecedented. Now a legendary Harvard scientist is breaking his silence, issuing a stark warning about this cosmic convoy. He claims this is the single most important event in human history, a moment we are completely unprepared for. Forget everything you thought you knew about aliens. The real story is far more shocking, and it's unfolding right over our heads. It's not a comet, it's a convoy. The world of astronomy is usually a quiet one. It's a field of patient observation, complex mathematics, and debates that span decades. But all that changed on a Tuesday morning when Professor Avi Loeb, the former chair of Harvard's astronomy department, did something no one expected. He went public with a warning that has sent shockwaves through the scientific community and beyond. The thing is, this wasn't some vague prediction. It was a specific, terrifying alert about a brand new object that had just been detected by the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, or ATLAS, a planetary defense system designed to spot incoming threats. The object was designated 3I Atlas, the third interstellar object ever detected. But as Loeb revealed, this was no ordinary comet or asteroid. You see, many people are crazy about the idea of finding aliens, but it's always been a what-if scenario. What Loeb is saying is that the what-if is over. It's here. As 3I Atlas streaked through our solar system, moving at a mind-boggling 170,000 miles per hour, telescopes noticed something impossible. It wasn't alone. Trailing it, and in some cases circling it, was a swarm of smaller, highly reflective objects. The initial analysis concluded they were metallic. These weren't ice chunks or fragments breaking off. They were distinct, intelligently moving objects pacing a visitor from another star system. The things nobody tells you is that data like this is usually kept under wraps for months, even years. But Loeb felt that would be a catastrophic mistake. He called it a wake-up call for all humanity. His warning was twofold. First, he stated with near certainty that the objects are not natural. Nature doesn't create metallic fragments that fly in a coordinated swarm through interstellar space. He pointed out that 3I Atlas itself showed no signs of outgassing, the classic tale of a comet. It was a dark, solid object just like the first interstellar visitor, Oumuamua. But this time it brought a posse. Loeb calculated the objects were thin, almost like solar sails, designed to ride the radiation from stars. This technology is something humans are only just dreaming of. We're talking about a craft, or a series of craft, that may have been traveling for millions of years, powered by starlight alone. Think about that. A civilization that has mastered interstellar travel to that degree is almost incomprehensible. It would be like a caveman trying to understand a smartphone. The sheer energy required to launch something from another star system is greater than all the energy produced by humanity in a year. The second part of his warning is what really got people's attention. He warned against any attempt to communicate with it. You see, his logic is chillingly simple. A civilization that advanced would not be interested in a friendly chat. He made the analogy of a person walking through a forest. You might notice an ant on the ground, but you don't stop and try to explain your existence to it. You just keep walking. Loeb fears we are those ants, and any attempt to signal our presence could be seen as an annoyance or worse, a threat. His message was clear. We must observe, we must learn, but we must do it quietly. He warned that our current approach to SETI, The search for extraterrestrial intelligence, which involves shouting our existence into the cosmos, is reckless and immature. But what Loeb revealed next about the object's trajectory was even more disturbing. A trail of cosmic breadcrumbs. You see, the story of 3I Atlas doesn't begin here. To understand the gravity of Loeb's warning, we have to rewind the clock a few years to 2017. That was the year the first ever interstellar object, a bizarre cigar-shaped anomaly named Oumuamua, tumbled through our solar system. The name is Hawaiian for scout, and it couldn't have been more fitting. Oumuamua baffled scientists. It was long and thin, maybe as big as a football field, and it was spinning like a bottle. But not all things are what they seem. The real kicker was its movement. After it whipped around the sun, it sped up. It accelerated away without any explanation. There was no comet tail, no outgassing, nothing to give it that extra push. It was a complete violation of celestial mechanics. That is, unless it wasn't a rock. Avi Loeb was one of the few top-tier scientists brave enough to say the obvious. Oumuamua's acceleration was best explained if it was an artifact, a piece of alien technology, specifically a solar sail. He was largely dismissed by the mainstream scientific community. They called his ideas reckless and sensationalist. They tried to come up with all sorts of exotic natural explanations, like it was a nitrogen iceberg or a hydrogen comet, things we have never seen before and have no evidence for. But Loeb stood his ground. He argued that when you've eliminated all the logical possibilities, the one that remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Now fast forward to today and the arrival of 3I Atlas. It's like Oumuamua, bigger, badder cousin. It's also dark, solid, and shows no comet tail. But this time, the solar sail theory is on full display with the swarm of smaller metallic objects. It's as if the scout came first to check things out and now the main party has arrived. Loeb points to this as vindication. It's a pattern. What are the odds that the first two interstellar objects we ever get a good look at are both so bizarrely unnatural? The statistical probability is astronomical. We're talking less than 1 in a trillion. It's like finding two completely unique, never-before-seen types of fish in your backyard pond on 2 consecutive days. At some point, you have to wonder if someone is putting them there. The thing nobody tells you is that the path 3I Atlas is taking is even stranger. It didn't just come from a random direction. Its trajectory seems to be deliberately using the gravity of Jupiter in a slingshot maneuver, something our own probes like Voyager do to gain speed. It's a complex, calculated flight path, not a random tumble. It suggests purpose. It suggests intent. This isn't just a piece of debris, it's a vehicle on a mission. The swarm of metallic objects adjusted their formation slightly as they passed Jupiter, almost like a fleet of ships preparing for the next leg of a journey. And the mission might be to find the civilization that built them. Fishing for alien tech. Many people are crazy about the idea that aliens would land on the White House lawn. But what if their technology is so old and widespread that pieces of it have been falling onto Earth for centuries? This is the core idea behind Avi Loeb's next and most controversial move. The Galileo Project. Frustrated by the lack of serious investigation from the scientific mainstream, Loeb secured funding from private donors, we're talking millions of dollars, to start his own independent search for extraterrestrial artifacts. His logic is simple. If these objects are out there, they aren't just passing by. Over billions of years, countless probes, sails, and pieces of debris would have entered Earth's atmosphere. The Galileo Project is designed to hunt for them. It has 2 main goals. The first is to build a network of state-of-the-art telescopes around the world. These won't be like normal telescopes. They will be equipped with high-resolution cameras and advanced sensors, all connected by artificial intelligence. The AI's job is to scan the skies 24/7, automatically filtering out birds, planes, and satellites, looking only for anomalies like 3I Atlas and its metallic companions. It's an attempt to get a high-definition picture of whatever is flying around up there, finally moving past grainy, blurry footage. It's about applying serious scientific rigor to a topic that has been stuck in the world of fiction for too long. But the second part of the project is even more audacious. Loeb is convinced that a small interstellar object that impacted Earth in 2014 off the coast of Papua New Guinea was another piece of this puzzle. Government sensors tracked the object and confirmed its interstellar origin. They also clocked its speed and strength, noting that it was tougher than any space rock on record, stronger, in fact, than iron. It was a metallic object from another star system that hit our planet. The thing is, this happened years before we even knew interstellar objects were a thing. The data was buried in a classified database. Loeb and his team, after a long battle with the government, got that data declassified. Now they are mounting an expedition. They plan to drag a massive magnetic sled along the ocean floor in the impact zone, hoping to fish for the fragments of this alien artifact. If they succeed, it would be the first time in history that humans have gotten their hands on a piece of technology from another civilization. Think about what that would mean. The materials could revolutionize everything we know about engineering. The technology could change the course of human history overnight. It's a high-stakes treasure hunt, and the prize isn't gold. It's knowledge that could propel our species forward by 1,000 years. But what if this technology isn't just old debris? What if some of it is still active? The questions no one is asking, so let's just take a step back for a second. Let's talk like normal people without all the complicated jargon. For decades, we've been sold a very specific story. The universe is probably empty, a vast, silent, and lonely place. We've been told the chances of life, let alone intelligent life with technology, are incredibly small. That's why our entire search has been focused on listening for some kind of cosmic hello through giant radio telescopes, hoping to catch a faint signal from the void. But what if we've been looking for the wrong thing entirely? What if the reason the galaxy seems silent is because we've had our ears to the ground when we should have been using our eyes? The thing is, what if the galaxy isn't silent at all? What if it's actually full of ancient automated technology? Think about it. Probes, solar sails, and data-collecting drones sent out millions or even billions of years ago by civilizations that might not even exist anymore. They wouldn't be broadcasting noisy radio signals. They'd be quiet, efficient machines doing a job. Think about it like this. Humans have been broadcasting radio signals for a little over 100 years. Our bubble of signals has only traveled 100 light-years from Earth. That's a tiny, insignificant speck in a galaxy that is a staggering 100,000 light-years across. For another civilization to hear us, they'd have to be our cosmic next-door neighbor, and they'd have to be listening at this exact moment in cosmic history. It's like throwing a single grain of sand into the ocean and hoping someone on another continent finds it. But what if a truly advanced civilization sent out physical probes instead? What if they built self-replicating machines, so-called von Neumann probes, that could travel to a star system, use local materials to build copies of themselves, and then launch those copies to the next stars? A single probe could become 1 billion probes, charting the entire galaxy in a mere fraction of cosmic time. You don't send a message in a bottle, you send a robot that builds its own fleet. And if that's true, it changes everything. It means the critical evidence of alien life isn't light years away in some distant star system. It could be right here in our own backyard, not just passing by like the mysterious 3I Atlas, but potentially hidden in our oceans, buried deep within the Antarctic ice, or maybe even silently parked in a stable gravitational spot like a Lagrange point, watching us. Are we really supposed to believe that in the 13 billion years of the universe's history, on the 100 billion trillion potentially habitable planets, we are the first and only ones to figure out technology? That seems incredibly arrogant, doesn't it? The arrival of interstellar objects like Oumuamua and 3I Atlas, along with its metallic swarm, might be the universe's way of tapping us on the shoulder and saying, "You're not alone, and you never have been." This isn't just some wild fantasy. This is the very conclusion a top Harvard scientist is risking his entire legacy to tell us. The question for us, for the average person, is what do we do with that information? Do we just dismiss it because it's scary or weird and go back to our daily lives? Or do we start asking harder questions? Do we start demanding that our governments and scientific institutions stop treating this as a joke and start funding a real search for artifacts, a kind of space archaeology? Is Professor Loeb a visionary genius, or has he gone off the deep end? If they find a piece of alien tech on the ocean floor, should it belong to all of humanity? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more mind-bending content.